what Vicky told us. It sounds like Hamilton and his father care about each other. If the big kahuna was scared, maybe he went to hide with the one person he thought he could trust. Jessup sighed and slid the letter from the Deputy Attorney General into his desk drawer. You have 3 days to find the kahuna. That's as long as I can pretend to misplace this letter. After that, I'm pulling the plug. Kate stood, gathered up the map, and hurried Nick and Cosmo out of the room before Jessup could change his mind. 3 days, no problem. I can't believe I'm sending you three on an all-expenses-paid trip to Hawaii on some wild goose chase, while I'm stuck here in this office dodging phone calls from Washington, Jessup said as Kate exited. Yep, it's a real humdinger, Kate said, and closed the door behind her. Let's try to get on the next available flight to Maui, Kate said to Nick once they were out of earshot of Jessup. 3 days isn't a lot of time, and I want to hit the ground running. She turned to Cosmo. Check the Maui airports to see if any of them have a record of the 10 landing. Cosmo's upper lip had begun to bead with sweat. Okay, let's not panic. I'll get all the forms and reports and paperwork we're going to need and pack them into my big suitcase. I should probably also check in with human resources. He smacked his head. I almost forgot. We're going to need vouchers from accounting. Lots of vouchers. I heard accounting is running low on vouchers, Nick said. You'd better get them now before they run out. You can meet us at LAX at 3 p.m. Gotcha, 3 p.m. I'll call you once I have the vouchers, so you don't worry. Nick watched Cosmo disappear into a maze of cubicles. So, once we get to Hawaii, have you given any thought to what comes next? We stake out Hamilton and follow him around Maui until he leads us to the big kahuna. Nick laughed. That's your plan? What? It's a classic. Kate crossed her arms. It's how I caught you. Have you ever been to Paia? Nick asked. No. Why? It's a small town of 3,000 people, made up of big-wave surfer types, bohemian types, artist types, and other assorted back-to-the-earth types. There are people there from all over the world, of every possible different culture, religion, and background. But you know what type there isn't in Paia? Kate pointed at herself. Bingo, Nick said. There are 0 take no prisoners, make no apologies FBI types in Paia. And even if you do somehow manage to blend in, there's no way you're going to stake out Hamilton. Kate narrowed her eyes. I've been on hundreds of stakeouts. I can stake the heck out of just about anything. How about a herd of Black Angus cattle? Because that's where Hamilton lives. In a 1-bedroom cottage in the middle of a 200-acre pasture overlooking the Pacific Ocean. Trust me, what you need is a plan with subtlety. You mean I need a first-class grifter type who can cozy up to Hamilton and con him into revealing where we can find his father? Nick smiled. Bingo. Well then, it's lucky I know where to find one of those. No problem. I'll have the entire thing organized by the time our plane is in the air. Kate stared at Nick. You're being unusually cooperative. What's up? Did I mention I have this teensy problem with one of my most important clients that we need to solve before I can leave town? It shouldn't take more than an hour or two. And before you ask, I already know what you're thinking. Yes, it's absolutely 100% legalish. Kate shook her head. No, not happening. Well, that's too bad. It's going to be awfully hard to be on my A game in Hawaii when I have my mind on clients. I think staying out of jail would be enough motivation. Good point. Jail sucks. Nick draped an arm across Kate's shoulders and hugged her into him. How about professional courtesy? Curiosity? Doing a friend a solid? Paying it forward? A bag of burgers? Kate sighed. No, 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 no. And those burgers had better come with bacon and cheese fries. That was easier than I thought, Nick said. I thought you'd hold out for dessert, too. Kate smiled. What can I say? It's my nature. I see bacon, cheese, and all beef patties tucked between toasted sesame seed buns, and I must have them. Kate and Nick were parked across the street from a modest, circa 1970 split-level ranch house with a small but well-cared-for yard and a wood-paneled station wagon in front of the single-car garage. Kate finished her burger, crumpled the empty burger bag, and threw it into the back seat. This is where your most important client lives? Don't tell me. Let me guess. It's either the Partridge family or Marcia Brady. Nick retrieved a Loro Piana white button-down shirt, a black Armani sports jacket, and designer sunglasses out of his backpack. He stripped off his t-shirt and changed in the car. How do I look? Kate thought he actually looked pretty good. Not as good as he did without the shirt, but pretty good. Like Jerry Maguire. Excellent. Nicholas Nacke dresses for success. He grabbed a manila envelope stamped Top Secret out of the backpack and handed it to Kate. So, when Mrs. Kowalski answers the door, all you need to do is flash your FBI badge, hand this to her son, and tell him, be careful. The badger is on the move. Kate opened the envelope and removed the contents. 3 cards with pictures. Miss Scarlet, the conservatory, and the lead pipe. Who is Mrs. Kowalski? Why do you have an envelope marked Top Secret containing board game parts? And also, what the fudge? Mrs. Kowalski is my client's grandmother, because Clue is an awesome game. And I kind of told her that her grandson Greg is a secret agent working for the government. Okay. Why? She was threatening to kick him out of the house unless he got a real job. And secret agent is what you settled on? At the time, it seemed like a good idea, Nick said. Wouldn't it be easier to just get a job? Nick walked with Kate to the front door. Greg's a good